What is up, guys? It is the Sound Alchemist, and I'm here to talk to you about the best Warhammer 40K movie ever created. Now, I'm talking movie, not fan animations, because there are some really great fan animations out there. But, as you've seen the title of this video and you've seen the thumbnail, there is a movie out there that covers Warhammer 40K in a really pretty cool light. And even more so, it covers it in a spooky light. And it's Spooktober, so it fits right in. So first and foremost, when you think Warhammer 40K, you're like, wait, there aren't any movies out there. But if you look back, there was a movie made by GW that is called Warhammer 40,000 Ultramarine. Essentially, it's a movie that revolves around the Ultramarines and their fight against, I believe it's Chaos Berserkers or some type of Chaos Space Marines. That is the only official GW movie that I'm aware of that has been put out into production and has actually sold some copies and stuff. It didn't do that great from what I know, which is why they haven't made another one. But it's not a great movie per se. There's some questionable actions that happen in there, and but if you want to get your fix on seeing Space Marines fight Space Marines, check it out. But I mean, like I said, the fan animations are way better. Check those out, especially Death of Hope, Hell's Reach, Stardy. Check those three out. Those are amazing. Or just check the cinematic intros for the Dawn of War series. Those are also pretty cool. But anyway, I'm here to talk about the best Warhammer 40k movie, and that is Event Horizon. So Event Horizon is not made by GW or Games Workshop or anything like that. Event Horizon is a science fiction horror movie that came out a long time ago. I'm trying to do quick maths. So it came out in 1997, which is like 23 years ago, something like that, 22 years ago. Yeah, because 97, '07, so yeah, 22 years ago, roughly. So yeah, it is a little bit dated. The CGI at points is very cringe-worthy, but fear not, because you actually have some pretty big names on here. You have Lawrence Fishburne from like the Matrix series and all that. Sam Neill, the guy from Jurassic Park, is in here. So I mean, it's not like a completely obscure movie that you don't want to watch. Like, it is enjoyable, especially when you start to relate to the events that are happening on this movie and the really awesome similarities to that of Warhammer 40k. So let's begin with a little synopsis as to what the film actually is. So basically, I want to say it's around the year 2050-ish. Humanity has made a starship that can traverse vast amounts of distances in a relatively short time. And that is essentially warp travel. This is when humanity has begun to find out that the warp exists, kind of. They explain it as to where, like, what's the quickest way to get from point A to point B? And you would think, oh, it's a straight line. But no. You fold reality in half and you bring the points together, essentially creating a wormhole. So as you travel from or into that wormhole, you're actually traveling into the warp, and then you come out in your destination. At least that's how they explain it into the movie. So anyway, that essentially is warp travel. You go from one point to the other point via traversing the warp. However, since this is the first known instance of warp travel, they don't actually know of the warp or what the warp has inside it, aka chaos, demons, and all that nasty stuff. So this is when things start to go bad. So the ship that did the warp travel, it came out and it has been sending out a distress signal. So it's up to this other ship and the characters that I mentioned before to go over there and figure out what happened, what went wrong. So you have Lawrence Fishburne as the captain of the ship. You've got some crewmates, And then you have Sam Neill as the Doctor, who was actually the creator of the warp travel. It's like a sphere of some sort. So anyway, this is when shit starts to hit the fan. As they enter the ship, they start noticing a bunch of weird stuff. The crew's all dead. There's weird signatures fluctuating within the ship. The crew people start seeing things, start experiencing some paranormal phenomena, and that's 40k as hell. Just think of a ship that has gone into the warp without a Geller field. Obviously, demons and weird stuff is going to happen. So little by little, spoiler alert, guys. If you really don't want me to spoil it, I guess you'd stop here and go watch Event Horizon. Where you can find this is on Hulu. If you have Hulu, go to their Huluween section, and Event Horizon would be on there, or just search it up on Hulu. I'm pretty sure you can find it elsewhere, but like I said, it's a pretty old movie, so it may not be on Netflix, but Hulu's got it for sure. So anyway, once they go into the ship, the Doctor, Sam Neill, starts to descend more and more into chaos. So much so that you get to the point where this man is literally carving his eyes out, carving insignias into his flesh, and there comes a point where he is so demonically possessed that he pretty much becomes a demon host. If you look at the image here on the screen, tell me that does not look exactly like a demon that you would see in 40k, or a cultist, or a demon host. Yeah, that's perfect. Like, prove me wrong. So anyway, there comes to a point where this demon, or demon-possessed human, actually does a warp power. He freaking controls fire, and he sends out like a stream of flame out, and it's pretty cool. It looks like he can also like teleport or something like that. At first I thought, okay, he's got to be a corn demon because there's a bunch of like blood, and he's all covered in like, you know, bloody insignias and stuff like that. But then when he does the fire thing, I'm like, oh, okay, like, obviously it's not like point for point 40k, but it's still pretty badass. So yeah, I'm not going to spoil the ending of it just because I don't want to completely spoil the movie for you. But go ahead and check it out. This is pretty creepy. After a certain point, you kind of get over the dated CGI and whatnot, and it's pretty entertaining. If you saw, I forgot what it was called. It was that one Cloverfield movie when they're up in a space station. It's pretty much that, just way darker. So if you're into like sci-fi horror, there's a ton of blood in here, and it's just really badass. So go ahead and check it out, guys. If you already know about Event Horizon, let me know what you thought about the movie. After you go watch the movie, come back to this video and comment down below, what do you think? And this just goes to show you that Warhammer 40k has a ton of awesome thematics that you can explore in movie form, cinema form. Event Horizon right here is a prime example of how you can make warp travel and the whole aspect of demon hosts and demonic possession into a thing. Horror sci-fi is right up 40k's alley. This could be just the beginning. Hopefully they go way more into it, and I think there were rumors recently saying that there is actually going to be like a show based around Event Horizon or something like that. I don't know if that's true, I don't know if that's dated or whatever, but anyway, yeah, GW really needs to pick up on this, because the film industry, it can really propel 40k to greater heights. As you've seen recently, GW has been working with Marvel, Disney, they've got Monopoly games, there's been an action figure put out, so why not put Warhammer 40k onto the big screen? Was it Warcraft had a movie out not too long ago that did okay? I mean, it wasn't the greatest, but it did okay, so maybe they should just, you know, put a movie out there and see what the reception is. But yeah, so this movie is really great if you're into, you know, getting scared and getting spooked. This movie's really great. Check it out. And if you know of any other 40K movie or 40K-like movie, please let me know down in the comments below. Another great one that you could find on Netflix is, I think it's called Robots, Love and Destruction, or Love and War. It's basically a bunch of short films that have to do with robots, the apocalypse, a little bit of horror put in there. It's really cool, and there's at least 3 or 4 short films in there that look very reminiscent to 40K stuff. There's a really badass one with like little Tyranids invading like an agri world, and you have the farmers suit up in like aka Imperial Knights and they go out there and destroy the Tyranid invasion. So I highly recommend that. But yeah, at this point I'm just blabbering, ranting, so let me know what you guys think, and that's all I got for today. Stay subscribed for more awesome Warhammer 40K stuff. Hit that like button. And as always, I've been the Sound Alchemist, part of One Mind Syndicate, and I will catch you guys in the next one.